So you were saying that some people just have a star aura when they walk into a room. You can sense it, and it frustrates you that you don't know how to define it.
Yeah. Like, some people just have star qualities, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger walks in the room, The Rock walks in the room, Michael Jordan walks in the room. Like, you see, like, some people have star qualities. That in conjunction with watching them day in and day out, I'm just disciplined, showing up and doing all the things, and watching the progression of them tactically, technically, in addition to the star power, is cool. But also, there's something that I scientifically can't explain or coach people into having a star quality. Like, some people just inherently have it, and some people don't. And that can be trained to a degree, but there is like an X factor of something that I don't understand, which is super annoying and frustrating as a coach.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to look into it. We can look at the genetics and see how they align with people who have it and don't. And there's a question of measuring it. Like, we talked about biophotons earlier. Could be microbiome. It could, like, animals communicate dominance. I think there's a lot through scent in subtle ways. We can dig into it and just see what we find. It'd be super interesting to see.
I think the number one quality probably that I see amongst just general winners in life is they're not afraid to pull the trigger and fail and try again. Like, there's a lot of people who are very intelligent or very good at what they do, but just so afraid of failure that they never really break out of their shell. Mm-hmm. Whereas all the winners, like all the winner winners, are not afraid to take the leap into the next journey or whatever the case is, and really pull the trigger. And even if they fail, they're like, okay, well, if I fail, who cares? I can just go back to what I was doing or start again, whatever the case is.
Yeah. You were saying also, you were talking about the gap between champions and GOATs.
Yeah. I think that there's a huge gap between the guys who are good, the guys who are best in the world, and I think there's even a bigger gap between the guys who are the best in the world and the guys who are the greatest of all time. When you're around GSP or John Jones, I assume it's the same for Jordan, whoever. The athletes look at those people as they respect them in a different way. Like, when you walk into a room of MMA guys with GSP or with John Jones, it's not a confrontational thing. It's like there's just a different level of respect. That's like the star quality that I'm talking about. Is there's just everyone's like, okay, the room stops, and like, this guy's here, this guy's in the room.
So you have this star quality.
I would like to think.
Yeah, you do. And is there anything? So you've earned it, and so in my mind you have it permanently. But are there ever any days where you're off in some way and you walk into a room and you feel it less?
Usually when my stomach's acting up.
Okay.
Like, if I'm nauseous and I have to be like King Ryan or Gordon Ryan, like my persona, and I have to interact with people, but I'm like about to throw up.
Yep.
I don't feel great about that.
Sure.
But other than that, I feel like I'm pretty well respected everywhere I go, regardless of if I know people, if the people know me or not.
How do you feel like? To what degree did you have that star aura before you won so many championships? Like, did you have it before and then it grew as you won more?
I felt like I've always had it internally. Like, I've always been different internally, but I didn't really let it pierce into the public until I was super successful. Because of the fact that I think that if you're trying to portray that but you don't have the skills to back it up, you just look like a clown.
Yeah.
So I was very internally confident my whole life. But I kind of just played and laid into that the more and more successful I became.
I'm not going to say any specifics, but there's something else super interesting you said. You said there's some things, like sometimes you'll accomplish something that can be very meaningful, but you don't feel a need to boast about it because it happened. And basically, like, it happened, it exists, there's some record of it that, I think it touched on it, like, the record persists, like, through the ether is the way I think of it.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, like, for me, like, as long as I know it happened,
Yep.
If it was like, you could slight your best friend and make X amount of dollars, and nobody else would know in the world ever but you and your best friend, and everybody would be on your side and believe you. I still wouldn't be able to do it because I know it happened.
Yep.
So it's for good or bad, where it's like, I don't care that nobody else would know, or, even like small things with my car, like, oh, it's like, the bumper is, up against the body panel on this side and not perfectly on this side. Like, I know. It's like, if I know about it, I can't live with that. And on the bad side, on the flip side, things that happen that people would love to hear about, which would make me more dominant or make me a better guy or whatever the case. Like I don't care because I know it happened.
2 questions really quickly. Last night you texted me around 4 a.m. and you said that we would no longer be friends if I couldn't get you to where you could jump off an 8th-story balcony and land unharmed.
Yes.
Okay, so challenge.
I sent them some videos of some parkour stuff. So
I feel like that's fair.
yeah, we'll get there.
If you
8-story buildings, 8 foot tall, 400 pounds. We'll get there. Yeah.
if you do, like, let's say you made a little judgment error and you screwed a friend over a little bit, and then later you would have the opportunity to correct it, but like in the interim, when you had do you feel like if you made a small mistake like that around integrity or something, would it affect your ability to be victorious?
No, but it would be something on my mind that was weighing on my mind.
Okay.
And I have like an OCD of like, I gotta fix it.
Yep.
It's like any kind of project I have, it's like I'm tunnel vision until that's done. If I'm in a camp, it's like tunnel vision. Nothing else matters until that's done, until we finish that camp or fight or whatever the case is. And when I like piss off my friends or do something that I'm objectively wrong about, it kind of sits with me until I can find a way to fix it. Being wrong and having to apologize is like losing to me, and I fucking hate it. So I try to not feel like I'm, under standards of my morals, being wrong or like screwing people over. So
If you do accidentally cross the line, though, do you apologize?
of course,
Yeah.
I hate it. But if I fuck up, I'm like, if I genuinely think that I fucked something up, I will absolutely apologize for sure. Which I hate doing because it's like a loss in my autism brain, but I will absolutely do it.
Speaking of autism and losses, we are going to look at your brain genetics. We deep dove into your gut genetics initially, but we are going to look at your brain. That's going to be fun. Losses, can you estimate your career record in no-gi grappling? Because have been a fan of yours, but I had no idea what your record was. And last night you told me what you estimated to be, and it was very impressive.
Yeah. From white belt to black belt, somewhere in the range of like 1,500 wins and like 10 to 15 losses total, gi and no-gi through white belt to now.
And how many times have you successfully called your shot in a match?
Like a half a dozen, roughly, somewhere around there. Yeah. So, yeah, not bad.
Cool.
Just as an observer, I'm noticing risk tolerance and focus tends to be, there's 2 things that you kept mentioning, like about
back in the house.
about maybe that aura or that GOAT quality.
Yeah, I think being focused, because obviously you have risk versus reward, so you can't just be a guy who is willing to take all the risk and you're just taking risks for no reason. So there needs to be a focus with a vision and a goal you're trying to accomplish, and then you can take risks, based on what the reward is, what are the contingencies. If I fail, am I going to fuck my whole life up, or can I just restart and do something else, or do this different, or try again, or so there's a lot of variables, but I think like weighing risk versus reward and having a vision of what you're trying to accomplish is super important.
Acetylcholine, dopamine. Acetylcholine receptor, dopamine, because that's tethered to focus, right?
Almost certainly. Probably other things as well. I might think of dopamine first there. We'll definitely be looking at all your neurotransmitter receptors. But yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.